everybody, for the latest edition of our senior showcase. And I've got another outstanding 2020 student, and we've got Ryan Goudschaal coming at you. So first of all, Ryan, you got to give everyone the beard view. You got to show off everyone that beard. Yeah, definitely sporting a better beard than Garris. I will say that. So you won out on that.
Yeah, thanks for giving me this opportunity to talk and just share my
No,
view of the past 4 years.
no, that's awesome. So if you don't mind, if you wouldn't mind just sharing kind of what you've been involved in over the last 4 years at PR.
Yeah, so I've always been a big sports guy, as a lot of you probably know, as you definitely do know. So the first thing I got started a freshman was football in the fall, and then basketball in the winter, and baseball in the spring. I've continued that throughout high school, except for last year when I took a break from basketball to get stronger and focus on the baseball and the upcoming football season. So that's been my freshman through senior year of sports, and then sophomore year I got involved with National Honor Society and and also student council. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that's really helped me to see a different part of the community. I'd never really been that involved in the community before I got involved with those two things. So that's been eye-opening. And then junior year, I joined Spanish National Honor Society, which is pretty much National Honor Society just for Spanish. And so that's kind of cool to see different culture, different speak Spanish besides just in the classroom. Then I also got involved with Link Crew, which is helping the freshmen out when they get here, and so yeah, it's been a fun 4 years.
Oh, cool. So if you look back on the last year, what's been the most memorable part of your senior year outside of the quarantine?
Yeah, so I would probably say going to state for football. It's different because sophomore year I got to go to the same stadium and watch us win that, but it's different being on the field playing in front of all those fans rather than just standing on the sideline, which is what I did my sophomore year. I mean, even though we lost this year, it was still an amazing experience to play on that field, against that team. And yeah, it's probably been the most memorable thing this year.
Sure, and you even grabbed, was it a ball or two? I
had one. I had one reception in the.
Yeah, that was a cool play. I remember that one. So
yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, and so obviously tell me about your football experience and kind of hanging out with the guys, and how did you feel about all that this senior year?
Yeah, so it was a lot different this year, I guess. Well, not a lot different, not the culture or anything. It's always been awesome, since I started playing football in 8th grade. I've really, had the same team throughout the 5 years, just with the older kids added on in there. But yeah, this year, I got to play every game, which is not the same thing as last year. And, it was just a fun time because, I got to play with the people that I've known for almost my entire life. It was our last year together, and, it was awesome playing with them, and just playing underneath those lights on Friday night is just something that, I'll never experience again. And I'm so glad that I did. And I played football all 4 years.
Sure. Now, so you come off the excitement and all the cool moments from the football season, and then conversely, you kind of get the negative side of it as you went into baseball season. Tell me about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's baseball season or basketball season?
Baseball, because basketball, I guess, yeah, because basketball, you guys didn't get a chance to even play in a tourney, right? So yeah. The season ended, but you didn't get a chance to go to regionals. So yeah, start with basketball, and then kind of, because you kind of had that slow progression from outstanding year in football, then you went to basketball, and I know the season was a little bit rough for you guys, but and then progress into baseball. So yeah, start with hoops then.
Yeah, so I started playing this year. Or I didn't start playing. I came back from taking a break last year. I wanted to play this year. It's my senior year. Wanted to get the most out of it. Wanted to help those younger kids out because I know that I could. Because I've had a fantastic basketball career throughout my entire life. So it wasn't the greatest season. We only won 5 games.
Mhm.
It was fun. It was really fun. I missed it a lot. I saw that my junior year. I wish I would have played, um, but I knew I missed it a lot, and I came back this year. I had a blast. Practice was fun. We had such a good conference, and we played against so many good teams. We had a lot of good games. Didn't come out on top in a lot of them, but it was a cool season.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you start baseball, right? And how far through were you when everything kind of came out?
So I think we were about 2 or 3 weeks in. I know that I had a basketball game the first day of tryouts, so I wasn't able to make that. But yeah, we were 2 to 3 weeks in. We had gone outside a lot more than we usually did in the past years because
Yeah.
it was raining and snowing. And so, we were looking forward to that because the weather was starting to get nicer sooner. So,
Yes.
we thought we could get in more games. And then it was the Friday of pictures that we were supposed to have and also meet the teams. And that's when we got the notice that it was going to be canceled for the stay-at-home order up until I think it was a month, and then it all went downhill from there.
So how did goes without saying, tough time. How did you and your teammates kind of deal with that frustration and especially being your senior year?
Yeah. So at first, we had hope. We still thought that we were going to be able to go on our spring trip, which is a big part of the baseball season. And so, we were still getting together and, throwing our bullpens, hitting together. And so we really kept hope for the first month or so. And then once we got the idea or got the notice that, the whole season was going to be canceled, it was really tough. But, I guess we still stay in contact through our group chats, and we talk almost every day, which is really nice. And so we've kept tabs on each other to make sure that everybody's doing okay. And yeah, it is our senior year, and we were really looking forward to this year because we think that we could have gone far, but yeah, we're just trying to focus on what's ahead. Our next year is now. I guess a lot of us are content with it now that we're not going to have a senior year baseball season, but we're happy that we've had the experience PR baseball the last 3 years.
Sure. And you're primarily a pitcher, right?
Yep.
And so tell me about that, because I know that there was, and I don't know if you continued or wanted to, but I know that there was a recruiting aspect to this and the possibility of maybe playing at the next level. What's next year now hold for you?
Yeah. So a couple days ago, I put in my deposit to the College of William and Mary in Williamsburg, Virginia. So what that is looking like right now is I'm gonna try out for the baseball team in the fall. They're a smaller D1 school.
Patriot League, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only about 700 kids. So not that big, but good size. And, I'm going to try out for the team. Of course, I want to play. I love baseball. And we'll see, I'm still keeping my arm in shape, still hitting. but yeah, mainly just keep my arm in shape to pitch. And so, we'll see where that takes me, but I'm going to try to make the team. I'm going to try to play.
Have you reached out to the coach? Have you spoken with the coach?
Yeah, he's given me some information about the tryout. As of now, I mean, we don't know what the fall holds
Yeah.
for if we're even going to go to school or not, but yes, I've reached out and he's given me some information, which is really nice.
Do you know how many slots are available at this point, or?
I do not. But I mean, he said the trial process, it's not very many of I guess my, just guys coming in without the recruitment will make it.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's always that slight chance that
That's cool. I know it's a wonderful school, oldest university in the country.
Yep.
I know some will debate that. I had a niece who went there and was on the gymnastics team, so I got a little background on it. And what made you pick William and Mary?
So, for the past, I would say 2 weeks, I had it down to two schools, McAllister College, which is in the Twin Cities in Minnesota,
Yeah.
and the College of William and Mary. And I guess I really have evaluated it based on a feeling, because I had visited both schools before the quarantine, which is actually really, really good that I had done that. I realized that, McAllister was a small D3 school.
Mm-hmm.
That really, they wanted me to play baseball and football. And, I guess I kind of evaluated it on that I really wanted to go to school for the education and not as much the athletics. I mean, I love playing sports, and if I get the chance to play in college, then of course I'll take it. But, I think I was really holding on to McAllister because of the football and the baseball coaches and that opportunity to play. And then when I really evaluated, what I wanted, it was that I love the campus of William and Mary a lot more. I love the people that I met there. And I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Now, don't sell yourself short there, because McAllister is an outstanding academic institution too. So I know that more went into that choice than just trying to play ball, because it's a great small liberal arts college. So as is William and Mary. So from a studies standpoint, what field are you looking to go into initially?
As of now, I'm looking to go into mathematics as my main major. And then I want to go on either a pre-med or a pre-law track to go into either med school or law school. I haven't really decided yet on my future plans after my first 4 years.
You're going to wait and see until you take your first organic chem class to decide that, right? Is that?
Yeah.
Holy cow. So pre-med or law, that's outstanding. And again, what other schools were on your radar? So I'm sure there are other schools that you kind of looked at, but yet William and Mary kind of had a special place. I mean, was it Williamsburg that really had a great appeal? I mean, it's a cool town.
Yeah, that was definitely a big part of it. I've been out to Virginia. I mean, I wouldn't say a lot, but a good amount to know. And I've been to Minnesota a lot to know that I think that living in Virginia for me, potentially after college, is something that I would really want to do. I love it out there in Virginia. And yeah, Williamsburg was so pretty. There's so much to do, even though, I mean, it's kind of a small town. Like you said, it's the oldest institution in the United States, and they still have those buildings from that. I mean, how old it is. So that definitely played a huge part. The location did. I'm not a big city guy. So, the city wasn't really, that was probably one of the biggest decisions or how I decided between the two, was that city feel and then kind of the Williamsburg feel.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice. So, well, I guess if you're going to look out 10 years, what is the perfect situation for you? Is it going to be hey, I want to be a doctor, or is it I want to be a lawyer? I mean, is when you kind of envision your future, what's that look like right now?
Um, Now I would say right now it's definitely uncertain. I'm not really sure, but if I had to say something, I would probably say being a lawyer. Um, I don't know. Not really sure why. I guess kind of just the main reason is I love to argue, to have debates, and to give my point and listen to others. You know, in debates and things like that. So I guess that's kind of just the surface level of why I have considered pre-law or in going into law school. So
Sure.
so
Were
yeah.
you involved with the Lyceum at all by chance?
No, I was not. I haven't really taken that many classes, I guess you could say, for like government or anything like that. But um
So when you debate, what are the issues that you enjoy debating? You don't have to give me specifics, but what areas do you enjoy debating?
um definitely sports. Sports are a big thing. I don't know about like some specific things, but just when something comes up, when somebody's, saying, "Oh, LeBron is the greatest of all time," I would come back at them with Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, and just we'd have a debate there. And so it's
Best
just things along those lines. And
best
oh,
Cub get best Cub player of all time,
um,
being that you're a huge Cub fan.
yeah, I'd probably say Ernie Banks.
Okay. How about of the current roster, who's been your favorite guy?
Definitely Javi Baez.
Okay.
Uh, I think he just brings just an electric. He's just electric, and he swings it out of his shoes on every pitch. And it's he's just so fun to watch, and I think he's going to be great for their future.
Awesome. Now, I don't think I've ever seen your hair that long. So when's the last time you've had your hair that long?
Uh, I don't I don't think I've ever had my hair long. Maybe when I was younger, like elementary school, early elementary school, but pretty much for the past, I don't know, 10 years or so, I've had a high and tight haircut, and I've never had this. I've always shaved this off in the past few years. So, I guess quarantine is just giving me a little, um, time to try new things out.
Sure. Now, what else has quarantine given you time to try out? How's that? What have you done to kind of pass the time during the quarantine?
Yeah, so I guess the main thing is probably, I'm trying to work out every day, eating a lot healthier. I guess kind of just getting my body right. It's tough to do all of that stuff when you're involved, in three sports. Every single season you have to go to practice after school every single day, and it's tough to maintain that. I wouldn't necessarily say strict diet, but eating 5 to 6 meals a day with all the protein and all. It's tough to do when you when
Yeah.
you have when you're involved in a lot. So
Hard
that's
to
probably.
put weight on.
What'd you say?
Hard to put weight on when you're trying to lift and get bigger.
Uh, like during school.
No, during playing all three sports, it's hard for you to kind of bulk up if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, definitely, and that's another reason why I took my basketball season off my junior year, just because it was so tough to put on weight that I needed for football, definitely, and I mean even baseball.
Yeah.
And, and so yeah, it's definitely just extremely tough. I would maintain the same weight, since freshman year, and so yeah.
Now, were you involved in any travel ball?
Yeah, from I started in eighth, yeah, summer after eighth grade.
Hmm.
I started with the Pro Player Canes in McHenry. They're based in McHenry, and so
Hmm.
I played that, for 4 years every summer for baseball. Um, that's awesome. I've met so many new kids, and it's fun. It's fun playing because a lot of them are in the FVC conference for baseball. So it's fun playing, them during the spring season against them and then coming together for the summer.
Now, you've had some opportunities. Is there a moment that you kind of reflect back on during your varsity baseball season? Obviously, you didn't have it now, but if you look back on your junior year, a time that you go, that was cool. That was my funnest experience.
Um, I mean, there's definitely a lot. We won a lot of games, but I would say probably the thing that I remember the most is when I came in to pitch that regional final game. I had no idea that I was going to pitch. Ben got hurt. Once Ben got, I saw that he got hurt. It didn't even occur to me that I would be, a candidate to pitch. And then APOD just yells, "Shaw, go get ready in the bullpen," and it was like, whoa, I didn't expect that.
You didn't have time to get nervous.
Exactly. And so I think that definitely helped me too. It was kind of like all of a sudden. So I was like, oh, I have to perform. They're expecting me to. And we ended up winning that game, which is awesome. It was kind of just like a once in a lifetime experience that'll probably never happen again. So yeah, that's definitely the thing that I will remember and probably the most fun experience that I had last year.
Yeah, and you did awesome. That definitely was a fun. I forgot who were you guys playing against. I don't remember who.
That was Antioch.
That's right. That's right. At Cary, right?
Yeah, at Cary.
So, any rivalries that you're going to look back fondly on, either through baseball or football, as you look back on the Fox Valley?
Yeah. So, for football, I mean, it's definitely Cary. The games were crazy, especially this year when we'd beaten them so bad the first time we played them during the regular season, and then we go to the playoffs and it's such a close game, something that we were not expecting, and that's just kind of how rivalries go. Is that, oh yeah, your team may be so much better than the other team, but somehow the game is close every single time you play them, and
Yeah.
so it was fun playing against, because I know a lot of the kids on their team. And, it's fun playing against kids, it's fun beating them. And sometimes, it's not fun losing to them. But yeah, that's definitely for football. For baseball, I would say South.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I don't remember my freshman year all that much. But, my sophomore year when I was on the JV team with APOD coaching, and then his dad was the assistant, we had a lot of like jawing back and forth between their fans and, our dugout, and APOD and his dad with their fans and their dugout. So it was, it started there. And then last year, I think we played 3 games against them in the regular season, and each one of them was close and, came down to the last out or the last inning. And then we eventually played them in the sectional semifinal.
Yeah.
Even though we lost that game, it was a rivalry game. And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So, when you brought up mathematics, my initial view is, man, that is one sick puppy who loves mathematics. Tell me about your love of mathematics.
Yeah. So I've loved math my entire life. It's something that none of my friends seem to, share that trait with me. Everyone I ask is because a lot of people ask me for help with their math, and they're like, oh, why do you help people with math or whatever? And I said, I love it. And I say, I love it. And then they get so surprised. And, but yeah, I've loved it my entire life. I started doing multiplication, division in an early age of, first, second grade. And so I've always been, numbers just make sense to me.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they don't make sense, but, it all just connects in my head. And, I've just carried that throughout junior high and then now in high school, which, yeah, I love numbers. It's pretty much the main thing.
So if you look back on your last 4 years at PR, who are the either coaches or faculty or maybe a representation from both that really made a huge impact on you that, you're just going to really, miss them and want to stay connected?
So I guess, well, for me, the teacher is definitely Mr. Tagey. I've had him my freshman through freshman, sophomore, and junior years for Spanish.
Yeah.
And he was also my freshman basketball coach when he still coached the boys. And so, yeah, he made a huge impact on me. I remember, freshman year, one of the practices, it was early on in the year, when we had just gotten the team together, but we did a lot of sprints. And so, on one of the practices where we didn't do a drill right, or, practice was just, not good on that day. He made us run a lot. And I remember I wasn't running all that hard on one of the sprints. He took he yelled at me and told me, "Oh, if you're not going to run hard at this sprint, you're not going to, you're not going to have, you're not going to go 100% in the game." And, from there, I guess he just, from that point on, me and him really had such a good, teacher-student relationship and coach-student relationship that I hadn't really ever had before with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we've stayed in touch for all the 3 years, even though, or for all 4 years, even though, he doesn't teach me this year. He's somebody that wrote my letter of recommendation for me, and that's something that I'm going to miss, when I go to college.
Awesome. Anyone else that, when you kind of look back at your time at Prairie Ridge, that's had a big impact?
I definitely say Coach Peck too. I've not personally known him, but we've had the baseball camps. In the summer, I think I started when I was in 5th or 6th grade is when I first went to one. I've gone to it every single summer since. And so, I've always, heard stories about Peck, about how he's such a hard coach, and, but he cares about you. And really, these past 4 years, I've been able to see that. And, he loves every single one of us. And, he's gotten a little softer with his old age, as he says, but,
Is that right? I haven't seen that yet.
yeah, he definitely. But yeah, he's taught me and just everybody so many things about, he makes us shave this beard, makes us, stay in line. Grades have to be excellent in order to play. I guess he's kind of just laid the foundation of who I am for, these 4 years and continuing for the rest of my life.
What's your funniest Peck moment?
I don't know if I have a single one, but I would say all the times in practice where he would just yell, "Are you kidding me?" when somebody makes a diving play in the outfield, or, even during a game, when that happens. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but that's probably, one of them, probably the major thing.
All right. So outside of the "Are you kidding me?" is there a favorite Peck imitation you have? Because I think every single player or coach in the Fox Valley Conference could probably imitate something Peck does in his third base box there. But what are some favorites you have?
Probably probably when somebody hits a ball in the outfield, not necessarily when we're hitting somebody.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. When we're in the field.
Yeah.
And somebody hits a fly ball in the outfield, and he just yells, "It's gonna hang! It's gonna hang!" And even though I I don't remember if it was last year or a couple of years ago, somebody hit a ball into the outfield and it was clearly a home run. And then he still yells, "Oh, it's gonna hang. You got room." But the ball's like 30 feet over the fence. And so, it's just little things like that we just start dying of laughter in the dugout. Um, when those things happen.
Now, during the quarantine, what have been some things that you've done to stay connected with your teammates or friends or people from PR?
Yeah, so I would say the main thing, although it's kind of violating the 6 foot rule, um, me, Jake, and Holden go to PR about once a week, and we go when we throw a bullpen. Um, even though we're not supposed to be together, it's kind of we still need to get our arms, keep our arms healthy, and so us three go there every week, and we still stay connected, and like I said with the group chat, we're always talking in that and making each other laugh, and so that's always fun, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Haven't been staying in touch. We have been staying in touch, but not as much as if we would be playing. Seeing each other every day. It's hard not to see each other every day.
Now, I did do an interview with a certain individual that told us that you're their Fortnite partner. So is that still continuing?
That I'm their Fortnite partner.
Yeah, that you kind of help carry them in when you played Fortnite.
Yeah, I haven't played Fortnite in a while, but when I used to play it, I wasn't too bad at it. Um, but yeah,
Have you been getting into any binge watching or any video gaming over this time?
oh yeah, I pretty much kind of have a routine, I guess, per day. Well, I've been rewatching Supernatural on Netflix. I don't know if you know what that is, but
Yep.
there's about 15, 16 seasons, and so I watched all of those, a couple of years ago, but now
Wow.
I'm starting to rewatch them all again, and it's just
Okay.
I remember a lot of the episodes, so so it's fun, kind of just rewatching shows.
Sure. Sure.
But then I've also uh, been playing, pretty much almost every night. Sometimes not on some nights when I have too much schoolwork to do. But I play Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Warzone, with one of my friends that moved away my freshman year, Caden Musser.
Yeah.
We always play. We stay in touch pretty much every night, which is awesome.
And I think that's where Caitlin said she's played with you as well. Is that
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah. She's played with us too, and yeah,
So are you any good at it?
I've been getting a lot better. Uh, I've not really played video games. This year is pretty much the first year that I've played video games since eighth grade. Eighth grade, I was a huge video game guy in middle school, and then I kind of took a break to focus on my studies and sports and stuff. But now since this quarantine started, um, yeah, I started playing video games a lot, and I'm getting better. I'm not the best player, but I would help your team win if you just need somebody else to get a few kills, I guess you could say.
Now you brought up. I know you take schoolwork very seriously and obviously being part of National Honor Society and such. Tell me about your routine. How have you balanced playing 3 sports and excelling in your schoolwork? And obviously you're not taking blow off classes in the process either. So tell me how you've kind of managed that process throughout the year.
Yeah, so it's been difficult. Like you would imagine, going to practice after school every day, not having all that much time to do my homework. But I guess these last couple of years have been more difficult than my freshman and sophomore year. Uh, I don't. Probably because of definitely the classes that I've taken are much more difficult. But my teachers are very, very lenient about, maybe I don't turn in an assignment today, I turn it in tomorrow, and they're fine with that. And it's just, having good relationships with your teachers, that they'll allow you to do that. And, they know that you're busy. They know that you play 3 sports, are involved in National Honor Society. And so, I mean, I've been blessed with teachers that just know me and that know that, I'm a busy guy. But besides that, it's really just staying focused on what's important. I go to practice after school every day. That's extremely important to me, playing sports, being a part of a team, and then going straight home, not hanging out with your friends on the weekdays, sometimes not even the weekends. I kind of like diminishing a social life, I guess you could say.
Mhm.
Even though I have friends, it's just that, sports and athletics come first before those. And, I guess kind of, going to practice, then coming home, eating dinner and doing my homework, sometimes staying up until 1 or 2 a.m.
Yeah.
and not getting that much sleep. But, that's pretty much how I've done it through my 4 years.
Well, and it sounds like you've built the discipline that's going to take you far in college, because you're only going to have more distractions to deal with.
Yeah, exactly.
So, no, good for you. Outstanding. Now, as a receiver, you associated with the line quite a bit as well, right?
Yeah.
Involved in different activities. What's something funny? Linemen are always tend to have a little dry sense of humor in everything they do. So when you reflect back on the football season, kind of what's a time that the linemen that, who's the biggest goofball on the line, and what's one of the funniest things that happened when you're out on the field during practice or whatnot during the season?
Yeah. So, it's probably Riley. Riley's a big goofball, but Nick Matrin's also a huge goofball as well. But I'd probably say Riley. Pretty much every practice, he comes up with some new sort of dance that he does just randomly, and and he also loves to just imitate the coaches, and he has a I don't know, he likes to show off his different accents that he does, and so it's pretty funny when he just randomly whips out an accent and just starts talking about just random things in a weird voice. So, and it just makes us all laugh, even when we're trying to run plays and trying to stay focused in practice. But yeah, probably Riley.
And which coaches he do the best imitation of?
I'd probably say Coach Shrimp, or Coach Terhar. He's more around the offensive coaches, so he definitely does those two the best.
Don't worry, I'm not going to make you try to imitate any of them. So you're off the hook. But with that being said, what's a hidden talent that Ryan has that people just don't know about you? Maybe only your family knows.
Hidden talent.
Or weird characteristic.
I definitely say maybe my hand-eye coordination. I have my hand-eye coordination is excellent, and not to brag, but I'd probably say it's one of the best. I don't know about in my grade, but it's pretty outstanding, and I can do a lot of stuff, catch a lot of stuff with my hands that maybe other people aren't able to. I guess just doing different drills and catching 2 balls at the same time, playing. I can't remember what the game's called, but it's where you're in a circle with I don't know. You can play with your teammates. We played with my pro player team.
Yeah.
And there are 2 baseballs or tennis balls or whatever, and they're going at the same time, and whoever drops it is out.
Yeah.
And we played that a lot last year, last summer, and I don't think I never lost a game. So uh, I think that would probably be the hidden talent that I have.
Well, now that you put that out there, you got to be prepared. Anyone walks by you that they're just going to be throwing stuff at you to see if you
Yeah.
respond or react.
Yeah.
Um, once a wolf, always a wolf. And now as you approach graduation, what's that going to mean to you?
Um, I've the past 4 years have been wonderful. I've tried a ton of new things. You know, I mean, like I said, volunteering in the community wasn't really I guess it's hard because when you're in middle school, you don't know a lot of stuff. You don't know a lot of people. I've gotten to know a lot more people than just my small 100 graduating class of Prairie Grove. Um, and I formed a lot of new relationships, especially with the teachers, Mr. Tagey, the coaches, Coach Peck, Coach Shrimp, Coach Smith, and I guess the people is probably the one thing that I'm going to miss the most, and that I'm going to remember. I've made a lot of new friends. I mean, I've lost some friends, but I've gained a lot more. So that's probably what the last 4 years will mean to me, and having the opportunity to go to 3 state championships, play in one regional game, potentially another one this year with baseball. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go to Prairie Ridge and just have all of these memories that I've had the past 4 years.
Awesome. No, well said. Well said. And then what's the go-to takeout place for you guys?
I definitely say Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Uh,
For the whole family? And what, describe your family. Share with us, everyone who's a member of your family.
yeah, so my dad, my mom, and my brother. My brother is a freshman currently.
What's his name?
Ethan.
Ethan? Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely tough for him with this quarantine just because he's a freshman and doesn't really know what's going on yet. But he's working through it like we all are. But then my dad is a civil engineer. I'm at his office right now. He works for a foundation company, and he did the foundation for one of the highlights is he did the foundation for the Minnesota Vikings stadium
Cool.
a few years ago. And then my mom, she doesn't work. I mean, besides taking care of the whole family and doing everything around the house and.
Which is a lot more work than most of us. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that's my family, and then I've got one dog. She's getting old. She's 12. She's a golden doodle,
Yeah.
and then I've got a cat too.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I want to thank you for your time, and you're an outstanding example, and just appreciate you sharing here today. And with that being said, what kind of parting wisdom do you have for an incoming freshman to PR?
I guess I would probably just tell them to focus on your studies. It's the main thing. If you work hard these 4 years, you can get into whatever school you want to get into. You will have no problems with that. I mean, maybe you might not even have to pay for college, might not even have to pay for your future for the next 4 years because of your work that you're doing these 4 years of high school. Get involved in countless things. Once you get to college, you're not going to know a lot of these people. You're not going to see a lot of your teachers ever again. So, I mean, make the most of it. Like I said, school is important. School is extremely important. Focus on your studies, but you're not going to remember that math homework that you did in your freshman year on that day. You're going to remember the friends that you made, the memories you made with them on those weekends that you somehow, you drove 2 hours to go hiking in Wisconsin, just abruptly. That's what you're going to remember. And so make the most of these 4 years. because you might not see a lot of these people ever again.
Awesome. Well said again. Thanks, Ryan. You were great.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
thanks for giving me this opportunity to just talk and ask me questions. It's awesome. So thank you.
So obviously we have a huge Cub fan in the house based on the mural. Tell me about that mural back there. Is that a poster or something you
Yeah,
put
so
together?
it's a fathead.
Oh, cool.
I got it for my birthday. I would say 5 years ago. I think on my 13th birthday I got this, and it was the 2014 Cubs. Yeah, it was the 2014 Cubs.
Yeah.
Arrieta. It was the year before. It was Chris Bryant's first year, I think, and it was the year before they had that big run.
Yeah. You cut out on me again, Rye. You cut out again. So shake the computer. There we go. Now I heard you. You know what's funny is when people move the computer, it's done it. So that worked out. So you were talking about how important that 2014 year was to you.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was Chris Bryant's first year. That's kind of a few years before that, and they were pretty bad, pretty terrible. And then this year they kind of had a little bit going, and they didn't make the playoffs or anything, but the following year they had that big run, and then the following